maybe Dune. Big shout outs to Dune as well. I think he's had another boxer on his show, but it's actually a privilege for us to have you here because of course I'm actually really proud because you're part of the same team as my little cousin Joseph.
Yep.
And big shout outs to him in America. I think he's sleeping right now. Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. We met Joe about a few months ago at the Nines, and we all become really close and went to Germany together, so it was good.
Mean. That's right, Germany. I think
Yeah.
I've seen a photo of you. So you actually, were you like just, part of the crew then, or just like actually planning to box and stuff like that? Because I actually wanted to go back just in a few minutes about, your history and that. But yeah, about Germany, I mean, how was that like?
Oh, it's awesome, being there for a heavyweight title shot. Two Samoans on the card was unbelievable.
Yeah.
But no, I was just there mainly just as a supporter for Joe. I was in the parking camp and just making sure everything was alright, bit of a security, and it was good.
Awesome, that's the one, eh? So, okay, so for those who don't know who you are, let's talk about yourself. Your upbringing. Of course you go by Dave Latile, but if everybody sort of know you now as ButtaBean. How did you come up with the name? And when did you actually first decide to come out as a boxer?
I've had a couple of corporate fights, just mainly to try and keep fit. But it was actually Duco, a good friend of mine, Dave Higgins, who's the boss of Duco, came up with the name. He liked ButtaBean because of he's a American boxer who's had a couple hundred fights, and he's a knockout artist, so he called me the Brown ButtaBean.
Oh,
that's where it comes from.
The name, right?
So if you Google ButtaBean, it'll come up with the American boxer, and you'll see why.
Mean, awesome. Okay, so now we know a little bit about ButtaBean, where the name came from. That's cool.
I don't like it, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's like set me up for a lot of insults, but it's all good. Like a lot of buttercake and butterball and all these different, but it's all good. I'll roll with it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you're actually taking all that in really well. I don't know how you do it because I think as musicians, I mean, I don't know from boxer's perspective, but from a musician's perspective, it's like when you get hated on as well, no matter what you do. But how do you endure through that?
Man, it was crazy. Like the first vid we put up was viewed by over 80,000 people.
Oh my gosh.
And it was like a couple of thousand comments. 99% of them were negative. But the way I look at it is that they don't know me personally. These haters hate the ButtaBean. They don't hate me. And it's good. End of the day, those haters are going to buy pay-per-view to watch Joseph fight. It's all about, end of the day, it's about Parker. The more followers we get, the more haters. They're still going to buy a ticket and buy pay-per-view.
True that.
It's all about the money.
Well, see, I think that's good for you because you have that foundation. That there's a business side to it. If you're not prepared, you probably get all emotional and probably won't be able to cope.
Yeah, there's been a few times I've put a couple of comments, but they quickly get deleted. But just don't worry about it. I try not to worry about it. At the beginning, it was making me real mad.
Yeah. Okay. Before we start talking about the whole boxing thing and that's coming up, can we just talk about your upbringing? Because there are people out there who just know you as ButtaBean, and of course they're gonna all jump on and say all these negative stuff. But you've come from a struggle as well. You're not just some dude out of random from nowhere. There is a reason why you're doing this, and that's what we wanted to know. And I was interested, because nobody really knew who you were, and then suddenly, because I've read up on that thing, that article that's on that stuff, and it said that you used to play league. So you were into league and stuff. I mean, when did you decide to get into boxing?
I sort of felt like I had a really tough upbringing, like a lot of us, do from South Auckland. My father was he was a president of a gang called the Mongrel Mob.
Right.
When I was 5, he went to jail, and I got sent to live with my grandparents in Australia.
As you do.
As you do. Yep. We get shipped off. Then I got shipped from there to Samoa for a bit, just trying to. They were trying to keep me out of trouble, which I'm happy for because a lot of my cousins ended up in jail, so I was happy that. And, when my dad got out again, he still wasn't reformed. And he went back to jail for a little bit when I was 21, which really was hard on me.
Right.
And that sort of then my life took a change. I wanted to really try and change it and make something good of myself. So started playing league.
Awesome.
And played for North Sydney in Australia. Went to France. Was with Manly, just trying to chase the dream.
Wow, that's pretty awesome.
Fell into. I went and moved to country New South Wales. Had a family, 2 kids. So I moved to the country. You can make more money playing league in the country, as opposed to just trying to play NRL, because you don't make any money until you play NRL.
Right. For those like me who don't know much about that sport.
And then ended up working in a supermarket. Ended up owning, in 5 years, from being a storeman to owning 2 supermarkets, a bakery, which wasn't good for the waistline.
You owned a supermarket?
Yeah, I did.
A Samoan guy owning a supermarket?
Yep, Big Dave's IGA it was called.
What was it called?
Big Dave's IGA.
Wow, well look at that. Who would have known?
Yeah, that was doing, I pulled it from 70,000 a week to 200, and my ego got to me, and I took on things I shouldn't have, and I took a big risk on taking on a big mall, big shopping mall.
Yeah.
And ended up losing everything. So, but I've been poor before, and I proved that you can, with hard work, you can make it. So this is the angle I'm taking at the moment, trying to just knock someone out and make some money, but there's a plan. Like, I'll be doing some work with Duco, and it's not about just the one fight. It's about trying to get me back on my feet, trying to get healthy, because I weighed over 200 kilos as well.
Yeah.
So I've lost 40 kilos.
That's what you were saying. So behind this whole boxing thingy, this lead up to your fight, it's all because there's a purpose. It's not just about Duco trying to make money, like what people are saying. Obviously, someone in the crew saw a struggle. Saw that there was something that you needed help with. And
well, Dave, the boss of Duco, is a good friend of mine, and he saw me, and he was worried I was going to have a heart attack. I was very big. So he threw me that bone. Offered, if you want to lose some weight, here's some motivation. We'll put you on one of our cards. But we had no idea it was going to take off like the way it has.
True that.
It's got a massive, the social media is unbelievable.
Amazing. Every time I'm on Facebook, like my news feed is always, bring on MVP.
Yeah.
ButtaBean this, ButtaBean that, and in a way, it's kind of good for you, I guess.
It's good for everyone. It's good not just for me. It's good for the whole camp. It's not just. Duco. They got to make money, but if the more money they make, the more Joe makes, the more we all make, the more everyone on the undercard makes. So it's good.
Yeah. So that's awesome. Just before I get back into some more questions, I just got to check my mic that it's working fine. I'm getting all these texts going, turn it up and all this and that. So just want to make sure that, it's all nice and clear. And
at least we know they're listening.
Yeah. Oh, totally. You got fans out there, bro. And I've got some questions for you from a few people as well. So I might ask you that in a few minutes. Yep. Just got to, So I'll do that. It's actually from the girls. But you can answer that later. Okay, so awesome. So your mate from Duco saw something in you and, thought...
we grew up together, so, he was aware of my upbringing. Right. Dave Higgins is also, raised by a single mum, him and his brother. Really poor. Just like all of us, we didn't have money. And he's done really well. And he was worried about one of his friends. He saw me and I was severely overweight.
True that.
And he was just worried that I was going to have a heart attack. Like a lot of Polynesians do when they get out of sport. Peter Fats and Inga's lost weight now too. He was on that road to having a heart attack.
Wow.
And he's lost 30, 40 kilos. Yeah, he was really big. That's part of the reason he went to fight, and so it's really good. We I always say us Polynesians only have to look at KFC and we get fat. So
yeah, true that. We love our food.
I can smell it a mile away.
But you know what? Good on you, bro, for taking that step, because with the promo that's all over Facebook, all the negative comments and stuff like that. I don't, like I said, I don't know how you're taking it, but
it's crazy. Man, it has been. Some of them get real personal.
Yeah. I bet it does. In the beginning, how did you feel when you first when you first discovered? I mean, what did you say? How many posts?
Over 80,000 views on the first post we put up.
Wow.
So we sort of took it pretty serious after that.
Yeah.
Duco called me and said, it's a bit bigger than we anticipated.
Yeah, exactly. but I mean, let's talk about that video. So your first video that you posted, right? That rocked everybody up, eh?
Breaking the keyboard.
Was that really for reals?
Yeah,
I tried. Honestly, I went home and I tried to break a keyboard, and I was like, this is hard.
Mad. Like anyone that looks at the videos, you can tell we're just really having a laugh. Like the outtakes of that, it was so funny. I'm just trying not to laugh. But it's all about look. If you could put on a show and it gets people angry, at least you get a following. You're gonna make more money. To me, I got kids to feed. That's what it's about. True that.
And speaking of your kids, so you're a father. You're not just a up and coming boxer. You know that's trying to start a career up. I mean, like I said, I didn't even know you owned your own supermarket. I mean, that's awesome. You're already a success yourself, in your own right. So taking on boxing must be a different challenge for you. I mean, were you a boxer? Were you boxing before?
No, I've had heaps of fights.
When
just not in the ring.
Into it? When did you start getting into boxing?
I started training in March for this, and that's pretty much when I started. I've had 2 fights a while ago, but they were just nothing serious.
Wow. That's really fast. And now look, you're up there on the poster. Because I was going to say, I was talking to my little cousin John. Big shout out to John as well. We were talking earlier, you've taken him under your wing and helping the little Uso out, which is awesome. Keep him off the streets, man. And, he was saying that, normally you would start with amateur boxing and stuff. Because I know Joseph did start,
he
that way.
Extensive amateur. It's hard when you come with no amateur, experience, because you just don't have that ring craft that you only can get from fighting.
Yeah.
But we're only fighting 3-2s to begin with. It's just going to be pretty much just a brawl with gloves on.
For yourself, coming out of not going through the amateur boxing but going straight to professional, how does that? Is that a dream of yours, or is that something that you just thought, I'll take, I'll give it a go,
Yeah, I really just needed something to do, when Dave offered me to lose weight, and offered me the motivation through the fight. So that's really what I'm doing it for, try and lose weight.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's
awesome.
And it's been good. Fighting, us Polynesians, it's just in our blood,
Speaking of
warriors.
losing weight, have you heard of a product called Herbalife? Hey, if you ever, looking at other alternatives,
I'll have to try some.
Hit me up, man.
Okay.
Did you try some of my shakes? And it really does work.
I think John was talking about that.
Yeah, well, his sister, the whole family were pretty much getting hooked on the tea, the herbal tea, which is really good. I don't want to talk too much about it, but the product.
I've seen them. Yeah, I've seen it over there.
Oh, okay.
I've seen them. I haven't drank it yet.
When Joseph came over one time, and I was watching him make his breakfast one Sunday, and I saw him. He had all this powder stuff, all the stuff he brought back from the States, and he was like, "I've got to have this nutrition thingy," and I was like, "What the?" And is that what you? Do you with your manager? Do you have a manager?
Dave Higgins. I have 3 trainers. Yeah.
And do they have a nutrition program for you as well, or because exercise? I believe that you can lose weight from exercise, but I also believe that nutrition, 80% nutrition,
diet's
is what
the key.
Exactly.
Diet, especially as you get older. I wish I ate right when I was playing league, because it makes such a big difference. I hated veggie. I really haven't. I've never eaten right in my life until I started training for this fight.
Okay.
That's how I lost. I went vegetarian for 2 weeks at the beginning. That detoxed myself, and it's a real big. It's a lot of discipline.
That's the one.
But you have 1 meal off a week. I have 1 meal off.
Yeah. You got to celebrate a little,
Yeah. Otherwise, you go insane.
Enjoy. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, we might have to have a little chat afterwards, in case you want to switch into something a little bit more, easier.
Yeah.
Anyway, so let's talk about the fight. So tell us more about what's happening on July the 7th. What can we expect from ButtaBean?
Just, I think it's going to be just a brawl, a slugfest. I've been training in boxing, but like I said, I haven't had any amateurs, so I know once I get hit, you resort back down to the street and start throwing them.
True that. That's why, because you're from South Auckland originally.
Originally from Mangere. Yeah.
Wow.
I stay in Rewa.
Rewa now, yeah. Cool.
Rewa hard.
So even though, and I think also like, whenever someone comes out of nowhere, from South Auckland, there's always going to be someone trying to bring you back down.
Yeah, look, the way we went about it to get them, like, we wanted to make it as famous as possible, as quick as possible.
Right.
So we had to go that route.
Yeah.
And and you're right, it's all that tall poppy syndrome. Like even Joe Parker, he still gets haters. Like, what more can he do?
Well, exactly.
Like, he's doing everything right. So.
And you know what, you're doing really well. And so on the 7th, do we know exactly who? I mean, everybody is on Facebook going, bring on MVP. You know
what the
so
funny thing is that everyone calls me scared. That's why I'll get this off my chest. Everyone calls me scared of the horse, but I'm the one who called out everyone. Anyone, I'll fight anyone. I'll fight horse. Doesn't worry me. But everyone else they come on and they say, oh, fight this person, fight horse. No one ever comes on and says, oh, fight me. So who's scared?
True that.
I put myself on the line saying I'll fight anyone. So I've opened myself up to fight anyone.
Wow.
But everyone else nominates the horse.
That's true. And I think it's also just the way it was promoted.
Yeah.
Maybe it was just the way...
it doesn't worry me. Like, end of the day, every single hater is a possible fan later.
True,
you know what I mean? Because once they see me fight, they'll turn around. 90% of them will anyway.
True that. And I think you're very brave, to come out, because when we first saw it, we were like, who's this guy? And, we know. And I think in a way it was kind of like, it was good. It's good. Whatever he's done worked. Obviously.
Yeah, it's got everyone talking.
Because now, but the thing is that people are still ignorant. Like, after you had posted, you said that you'll take them on. You don't care who it is.
Yeah.
It's not about you being scared. It's kind of like tiring now, hearing everybody still going on and on and on about it. Because you already explained yourself and you say, hey, I'm still I'm still here. I'm not scared of nobody.
Yeah.
I was going to put my life on the line here.
Yeah.
And so
it'll get announced next week.
Let's talk about that. Like, okay, so when you first put that video, what people are trying to clear up is when did you guys decide to have it as this competition? Because in the beginning you just sort of called out people.
Well, I called out. We called out. I called out people. Was that a
plan? Was that part of the plan that you guys? It
sort of was like I called out anyone, and we still really hadn't figured out how we were going to do it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So at one stage we were going to draw. I mean, if I called out anyone, obviously there's going to be people nominating themselves.
Yeah, of course.
So you had to come up with a fair way of choosing that person. You know what I mean? Because whoever you chose, if we chose it ourselves, they're going to say, oh, it's rigged. You know what I mean? So we were going to do something with Joe over in Las Vegas, where he goes up to one of the casino workers, and they pick out of a hat. That would have been it. So
yeah. But
now another radio station is going to do it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But it's whoever it is. It's who it is. It's not going to. I guarantee you, it's not going to be an easy fight. Like most boxers take a. Like, look at Sonny Bill. I'm not hating on Sonny Bill, but the first fighter he fought was a sickness beneficiary.
Oh, for real?
You could beat him up. I'm not hating on him. I'm just saying that's what it was.
That's just how it is. And I think it is fair. I mean...
I'm going to take... It'll be tough. Whoever I take on, and most people are probably going to not have their idea, whoever I take on is going to be very tough.
I think it is a really hard fight. It is really hard. I mean, I can't imagine just like being in the ring going, who the hell am I going to be fighting? Yeah. You just don't know. But I guess everybody are like pushing for, obviously, Horse to fight you. Yeah. And, mad respect for that. Also, he's doing his thing and he did the video and he put it out. And I'm pretty sure there's like about 100 contestants now, eh?
There's a lot of other people.
Could you tell us a little bit about how many
I've seen a few. I think the videos start getting released on Monday.
Yeah.
There's a few others.
Any numbers so far? How many applications come through?
Like heaps.
Hey.
Yeah.
Over 100?
Yeah, I'd say over 100.
Wow.
But obviously Horse is the most popular one.
Yeah. I mean, he did the video. He obviously responded, and which is good, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
It's a competition, and you got to like just train humbly, I guess. And
just train like whoever's put their name and just train like you've got it. Yeah. I met a guy that posted a video last week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I met him at a nightclub. When I wasn't drinking, but and he changed his mind when he met me. It was funny.
Oh, true. I say, what club was that?
I'm not saying.
Next minute, you got a whole line of people lining up looking for you. Now that's cool. I think it's pretty exciting, and at the same time, it is pretty scary. I mean, you know, but
it's good publicity. All of the stuff's good publicity.
Yeah.
And it's end of the day, it's good for Joe.
But it's good for you because, as well, of course, you know, for the little cuzzy, and I'm really excited for him as well. You know, he's moving on up real fast, and you know, but like for yourself, you know, you must be excited because, you know, you're training professionally with good people, and you're surrounding yourself with positive people, and you're doing it. You're actually, I mean, have you had your weigh-in this week, like to see how any difference from the time you started?
I was 210 kilos when I started, and at the moment I'm 165.
Are you serious? No freaking way.
Yeah. So now I'm not worried about weight, to be honest. Like,
okay.
So I don't want to lose too much before the fight. Feel weak.
True that.
Yeah, so I'm just training, and weight loss is just a byproduct of that.
Yeah.
But I'm not focused on it.
So you've ticked that box now, the whole healthy thingy. Yeah. So we're moving on up now, eh?
Yep. So after the fight,
new goals now, eh?
Yeah.
So now it's winning the fight.
Yep.
Awesome. So I had a question. There was a question. Someone did text me through earlier, and they said, obviously we know you got kids in there, but are you in a relationship right now with anybody?
No, not at the moment.
Okay, ladies, I hope you heard that.
Send your applications in via Facebook.
Okay. To his manager? Is she the one that's out there?
No. Shush.
Okay.
Shush.
All good. Okay, so back to boxing. There was another question as well. What's your favorite food, and what are you guys drinking a lot of that hydrate drinks, or do you have to drink that? That was just a random question.
I drink hydrate because it doesn't have sugar. That's a good thing about it.
It's not because you have to, because you're...
No, like I'm not contracted to hydrate.
Oh, okay.
I want to be.
So what, you're going to drink lots and wear the t-shirts and everything?
Yep. No, hydrate's good. It's better than... you can't beat water though. So I drink a whole heap of water.
Awesome, that's the one.
Hydrate Zero is good after you train.
Because there's so many drinks, eh?
Powerade and Gatorade is full of sugar, which us islanders don't need, because it just goes straight to our hips.
So hydrate is sugar-free?
Sugar-free, yep.
Awesome.
So it's got everything in Powerade, all the good stuff, but it doesn't have the sugar. And the sugar is something like people look at fat when they're looking at the ingredients and how many grams of fat. What you need to look at the sugar.
That's
because
the one.
The sugar turns into fat.
That's true. That. So you've done your homework, man. Well, there you go. Hydrate. I hope you guys, heard the also, say that, because he's actually just living it now, like actually drinking it, and for all our island listeners out there, if you guys like looking for something to cut back on that sugar and that diabetes, cut back on that, maybe
that's the first
maybe
thing we
try
cut
it.
Back on, like soft drinks and sugar drinks like that. It's easy to change. You don't try and change too much.
That's the one.
Just try and not eat carbs after 3 and not drink any soft drinks or those sort of drinks. Well,
there you go. We've got a new nutritionist up in here. And so, with food, what was your favorite
food? Whittaker's peanut slabs.
No way.
I love peanut.
And what was the other one?
And Burger Fuel.
Oh, you're kidding me! Don't say that.
Aioli.
Don't tell everyone that. You've just defeated the purpose of those whole. No, but you would treat yourself with that. You wouldn't have it every week.
No, one meal a week you can have off. It's only when you're training hard and you get your metabolism up, it can handle one bad meal a week.
Okay, that's cool. I think we can live with that. Okay, so obviously we know you're Samoan. Any other culture in there?
Yep, half Samoan and half Māori.
Wow, yeah. For reals?
Yeah.
Well, that's good to know.
Mum's Māori, yep.
Awesome, kia ora, man.
Kia ora.
So, and you've always been brought up in South Auckland.
Yeah, brought
that's
up here. That's
what I don't get, because, like, for yourself, you obviously been through a struggle, like I said in the beginning. You've come from a struggle, and people didn't know that. You moved from, house to house, and your dad was doing all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, we
must have been tough, man.
We were brought up in a gang lifestyle, Thank goodness, praise God that my father, he'd done his best for us. Not, we weren't around it all the time, but like we we're definitely raised in that gang lifestyle, and we saw lots of scenes from once warriors in our lives.
Yeah.
But everything makes you stronger now, and we're giving back now. We look after 16 community homes, and
yeah, I wanted to touch up on that. So did your dad actually did he create a foundation?
Yep, my dad and my sister. Yeah, Grace Foundation.
Wow, is that still happening?
Still going. Yep, I look after a house now with 3 guys in it.
Awesome. Tell us a little bit more about that, because it's quite interesting. Because you're not only just doing this boxing thingy for yourself, you're also giving back to the community as well.
Yeah, we're not government funded either, so we do it. It's just pure volunteers.
Yeah.
And there's like 16 homes. Each of the homes have a house parent that do it for nothing, and they basically just look after the people that are staying there. A lot of these people are on meds, or straight out of jail, or homeless people trying to get back on their feet.
True.
But usually these sort of people just fall through the cracks. A lot of these other organisations won't take them, and we take anyone, and and try and put a bit of God into their life.
Okay.
And just offer them some structure and a sense of belonging. Most of the time people join gangs is because they don't have they want to belong to something, so we sort of give them something to belong to, which is Grace Foundation.
That's amazing. I think you guys are doing an amazing job, and especially like being part of something that obviously everyone thinks is negative, like being like gangs in general. The first thing you think about is like the negative side of that, but the fact that you guys have turned something negative into a positive, that's amazing. Yeah,
a lot of guys that in the gangs, and then they when they want turn their lives around, they want to try and give back, and my dad and my uncle are a testament to that, and they really helped a lot of people.
So is your dad like converted to a church now? Or?
Yeah, they're all we're baptized, and we're all seven-day Adventists, but we don't force it upon anyone. We don't it's not about what church you go to.
But shout outs to SDA, man.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
I think that's amazing, and I think you guys are doing an amazing job on that in the community level. So are you still heavily involved? Like you said, you still run a house.
Yeah, I live in a house. Yeah, so I look after 3 guys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so which it's
similar upbringing as well.
Yep, like the one guy just got out of jail. Another guy's an old family friend of ours actually, who was a mobster.
Oh, okay.
And he was living on the streets. And so he stays with us. And there's another young guy that was just homeless.
Wow.
So it's definitely testing. Like it's test your patience, and it's good though.
Keeps you busy as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Away from the boxing scene. I mean, that's what I was going to ask you. So, apart from boxing, what other things do you get into? Like, when you're not boxing? Nothing.
I just wake up, I eat, and then I go train. I train 3 times a day, so.
Yeah. Okay.
And then in between that, I just look after the boys and make sure they're all right.
Awesome, man. So you're like a dad to the community and also to your kids. Because I was going to say, you're quite, you look quite young. I mean, for someone like yourself, you're doing all these amazing stuff, and, people wouldn't even have known, because all they see is this video of this guy putting on this hype thing, up there. But,
it's all about promotion.
But, we're actually getting to know you, and you're actually like a real person. Like, you're not this big, guy that they, this ButtaBean dude. There's more behind you.
Yep, definitely.
That's awesome. So what are your goals for the for ButtaBean and in terms of boxing? Do you want to get through this fight and continue?
I'd like to fight for, if everything goes to plan, another 2-3 years.
Yeah.
Just following Joseph around pretty much, and hope but really sort of if you Google ButtaBean, you understand he was just a knockout. He was on most of Mike Tyson's cards. So Mike Tyson was the real boxer. Then you had ButtaBean that just entertained before he came out.
Right.
So so I'm the brown ButtaBean, and Parker Joe's he's Mike Tyson.
He's the Tyson.
So that's the plan, and then in between I'll start doing some work with Duco and selling tables and just trying to help them where I can. Choice,
man. That's awesome. And big shout outs to Duco as well. I think they're doing an amazing job, aren't they?
Yeah,
with the whole promo and all that.
Well, Dave and Dean as well. Craig just both, and Craig, the media manager. But they're good company, good people. No matter if you read anything negative, there's nothing negative about them. Like they help Joe. They're willing to help John. John just has to prove himself a bit. And they're helping me, who, if it wasn't for them, I probably would have just kept eating and you know, and done nothing with my be depressed and you know, 'cause I lost all my money. You know, I lost over $1 million.
Wow.
And when you have all that, it's very humbling to lose it all.
I mean, I know, I totally understand. I know what that's like. I've never had $1 million, but I know what it's like to go from having a lot to having nothing.
Yep.
And I guess it does humble you, and it just brings you back to like reality of like, okay, you know. And you test yourself to see what you're actually capable of doing.
Yeah, you just got to learn the lessons. And luckily I wasn't bad to anyone on my way up, so my way down wasn't too bad.
Well, that's good, eh? Well, big shout out to Duco for taking you on board, and I think everybody are, you know, pretty excited for the fight, and we look forward to is it next Wednesday? We find out when, or is it the deadline for your
I think
for your
the entries close Wednesday.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be announced on Friday.
Okay.
I think June the 6th, I think.
But we'll hear it all on Facebook, so...
It'll be all over Facebook.
What we'll do is we'll keep all our Repfm listeners, you know, tuned in, and, you know, we'll give you guys all the updates and the info about ButtaBean's fight.
Maybe we can come in next week and talk about it or something.
Hey, that'll be really awesome. I would love that, and I think the boys will appreciate it as well. And so I wanted to ask as well, who are your heroes? And, you know... I mean, boxing-wise, obviously Tyson.
Tyson. Muhammad Ali, really. Muhammad Ali was just a legend.
Hard.
Yeah, and overall, my heroes are my dad and my uncle, and my mum.
Wow.
Just from what they've come from and what they've given up.
They must be really proud of you. I mean, they're happy.
They're happy for me. I mean, you know, if there's a whole other story I don't want to get into, but I could have been dead or in jail very, very easily over the last year. And so I was just, they're happy I'm home and I'm not running the streets and doing silly stuff.
You know, and I think that's every parent's dream. And I think, you know, regardless of all the hate and that, you know, you're a survivor, you know, just like a lot of people out there, but you're just one who's actually gone above, over and beyond, and you've done things. And, you know, we give it up to you, bro.
Cheers. Anyone can do anything. You just got to put your mind to it.
Oh, I was just about to say that. You got any words for any advice for all our listeners out there who, you know, who've kind of like maybe in the same situation, maybe still in the struggles, and you know, want to get out? Yeah,
I know it's hard. Like, you know, I remember sitting on the doorstep on Plumley Cres in Marnetta,
oh my gosh.
Plumley Heights, as we called it. You know, and just wondering, you know, you get stuck in a rut. You know what I mean? You just go, man, is this my life? And you just got to get up and try and, you know, change it. You know, I was a labourer and picked up rubbish and all these things that I did. Just it's better than you know, selling tinnies or something.
Yeah, there's always like, you know, better, right? That's like plan C or D.
Yeah. I mean, you got to do what you got to do. I've done things that I have to do. But as soon as you don't have to do it, don't do it.
Yeah, that's the one. When you can get yourself in a better position, then by all means go forward. Don't go backwards.
Because no one, when you do those stuff, and then you're in jail. Trust me, all the friends you have around you when you're doing that stuff, and because you're doing whatever you're doing, you got the money. Then none of them will come visit you, and none of them will put money in your account when you're in jail.
That's true. That's true.
So just keep it real and do what you got to do, and get out of it when you can.
That's the one. Awesome. Thank you so much for that awesome advice. And I was just about to say, any space in your whares in case we start getting texts and messages go, hey,
I think there's an 08. Geez, I should have been more prepared. There's an 0800 number that I think it's 0800 Grace actually.
Okay.
So yeah, if there's, you can ring that free number, and
I'll get some info about that, and then I'll post it on our page, because I'm, you know, if that's still available for people, you know, I'm pretty sure. We're
always looking to expand, you know, because there's so many people that need help. So
that's so awesome.
It's just a matter of finding house parents as well.
True that. Well, you know what, Dave was so grateful and thankful that you came in tonight and I really hope that you've answered everybody's questions.
Thank you.
And if you still have any questions for the Uso, you guys can hit us up on our Facebook page. That's Repfm, New Zealand's #1 hip hop radio station. And you guys can leave all your comments and your questions for the bro. And like you said, he might be back next week. So to announce who your competitor is.
Yeah, to announce who I find. If you guys want me back, I'll come back. Like that, we announce it on Friday. So
yeah, that'll be really awesome.
Get some reaction.
Choice, man. Should be exciting, man. And maybe you could tell Duka to bring some hydrate drinks for us to try as well.
Yeah.
You know, hey. Why not? I'm sure they got a box somewhere in the back.
I'll find maybe some Woodstock or something.
Oh, okay. That's Christmas now. We're going straight to Christmas for Repfm up in here. Anyways, so do you have any shout outs to anybody out there, maybe your friends or to anyone that's listening?
Not really. Just shout out to Grace, shout out to Duco and anyone that supports the ButtaBean. Awesome words from the bro Dave. And so guys, don't forget to add our Facebook page, or do you have a page that maybe people can actually, like a fan page? No, again, we weren't prepared, you know. It's just my personal page, Dave Latelli.
Okay. And only add him if you're going to be serious. If you are going to be a friend, don't be those random trying to stalk him, because you know he will. You know it happens, eh?
Yeah.
I must
admit, I have gotten a lot of random requests since everything happened.
I bet they're all trying to be nice to you, and then next minute, you know, they're all like, blah, 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 blah. And then you go onto the Duco page, and they're all like, bring it on, MVP, and so you know it must be a bit tough for you. You know, got to keep an eye out. You got to be on your toes, eh?
I definitely filter now, but it doesn't worry me, to be honest.
That's the one. You're pretty calm, and you know, and I think that's a really awesome attitude to have, especially in your position.
Yeah.
And you know what? On behalf of Repfm, we just want to wish you all the best.
Thank you.
You know, we're not here to choose sides or anything. I mean, I support, you know, anyone that's come out of a struggle, and I think that's why you know, I was like, hey, you know, come on our show, because we want to know, you know, what inspired you, because you know, it's not an easy thing to just come out of nowhere and then suddenly take on all these people. You know, there's got to be a deeper story to it, and we appreciate it.
No worries,
you know,
it's awesome coming.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much. And so, there you guys. You know, that was ButtaBean, aka Dave Latele. And like I said, if you guys want to know more about what's happening to his fight, check our Facebook page out, or go onto our website. That's www.repfm.co.nz. Right about now, I'm going to kick back into some music. Next up, I'm going to play one of my sister's track. This is actually a song that she just recorded herself. It's not mixed or mastered, but you know, with Repfm we can play anything we want, and so I want to dedicate this song to the sister. She also said big shout outs to ButtaBean and all the best for your fight. She'll be watching. Big fan.
Thank you.
And so this is her song, and it's called Addicted. This is Montana. This is Montana. This is Montana. This is Montana. This is Montana.